He was young, brilliant, on his way to becoming a doctor. He wore white coats by day and a chilling mask by night. He seemed like the perfect catch, a Harvard med student with a charming smile and a bright future. But behind closed doors, something twisted was brewing. A hotel room, a woman strangled, another tied up and left in fear, a laptop traced, and a string of escort ads on Craigslist that led to a trail of terror. This is the story of Philip Markoff, the Craigslist Killer, a man who lived a double life until it shattered. Welcome to Whispers of Crime. And tonight we ask the question, how does a future doctor become a monster? Philip Markoff seemed like the American dream incarnate. Tall, clean-cut, academic, born in 1986 in Sherrill, New York. Philip grew up in a quiet town, excelling in school and rarely getting into trouble. He graduated at the top of his high school class, earned awards. Tutors praised him. His classmates described him as a little awkward, but polite and studious. After undergrad at SUNY Albany, he went on to Boston University School of Medicine. That's no small feat. At BU, he met Megan McAllister, a fellow medical professional. They began dating almost immediately. Within a year, they were engaged. Megan believed she had met her soulmate. Philip was attentive, supportive, ambitious. They were planning their dream wedding in New Jersey. Everything looked perfect on the outside, but something else was growing on the inside. In 2009, Craigslist was booming. It was a place for everything: apartments, furniture, jobs, and even escort services, hidden behind euphemisms like massages or companionship. And somewhere along the way, Philip discovered those ads. But he wasn't just looking for pleasure. He was hunting. On April 10th, 2009, Julissa Brisman, a 26-year-old aspiring model and masseuse, advertised her services on Craigslist. She offered massages in hotel rooms throughout Boston. That night, she met a client at the Marriott Copley Place Hotel. He seemed normal, clean, young, until he attacked her. Hotel guests heard screams. Someone called 911. Police arrived to find Julissa Brisman brutally beaten and shot 3 times in the torso. She died hours later. The killer had vanished. There were no immediate suspects, but there were clues. Surveillance footage showed a tall, blond man in a baseball cap calmly entering and exiting the hotel. He carried a duffel bag. That image would soon circle the nation. Just 4 days earlier, on April 10th, another woman had met the same man. Tricia Leffler, an escort from Las Vegas, had placed a similar ad. She met him at the Westin Hotel in Boston, but she didn't die. She survived. Philip had tied her up at gunpoint, robbed her, and fled. But he left behind a major lead: surveillance footage, fingerprints, and cell phone pings. The police began to connect the dots. The MO was similar. Young, attractive escorts. Hotels in busy areas. Robbery. Restraint. Violence. The killer was methodical, calm, efficient, but he made one mistake: a traceable email account. Investigators traced one of the email addresses used to schedule appointments to a Gmail account. The IP logs pointed to an internet connection at Boston University Medical Center. Further tracking led them to a name: Philip Markoff. He matched the surveillance photos perfectly. On April 20th, 2009, just 10 days after Julissa's murder, police stopped Philip and Megan on I-95 as they were driving to Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. Inside his car, zip ties, a gun, duct tape, ammunition, a hollowed-out book, a laptop. Philip was arrested on the spot. Megan was in total shock. She refused to believe the man she loved could be behind such crimes. "He's a beautiful person," she told the media. "He could never hurt anyone." But the evidence told another story. As detectives searched his apartment, they found more disturbing clues: hidden underwear, latex gloves, stolen belongings. Philip had been living a double life. By day, he studied medicine. By night, he was stalking women. He had created fake email accounts, scheduled appointments under false names. He didn't always kill, but when he did, it seemed to be escalating. Psychologists speculated about his motives: power, control, rage. Had he been living with a suppressed dark side for years, only to finally act out? Some believe the stress of medical school, a fear of inadequacy, or even addiction to gambling may have pushed him over the edge. But none of that explained the calmness, the precision, the ability to smile one moment, then kill the next. Was he a budding serial killer? Or a thrill seeker who got caught after one brutal act? Philip pled not guilty to all charges. He was held without bail. Megan ended their engagement. His parents stopped speaking publicly. And then the final twist. On August 15th, 2010, Philip Markoff was found dead in his jail cell. He had slashed his wrists with a sharpened jailhouse weapon, stuffed toilet paper down his throat, wrapped his head in a plastic bag. A note was found beside him. He had written Megan's name in blood on the wall, along with hers. He scribbled his pet names, the dates they met, and hearts drawn in crimson. It was the ultimate final act. Some saw it as guilt, others as narcissism. He never stood trial. He never gave a confession. He left behind broken families, unanswered questions, and a case that felt more like fiction than fact. Philip Markoff was 24 years old. We often think we know people. We believe smiles, resumes, engagement photos. But sometimes, evil hides in plain sight. Julissa Brisman never got justice in a courtroom, but her story still echoes. She was not a mistake, not a casualty. She was a daughter, a dreamer, a human being, and she deserves to be remembered. So does Tricia Leffler, whose courage helped crack the case. The Craigslist Killer didn't just commit crimes. He shattered trust. He made the internet feel dangerous. He reminded us that appearances can be deadly illusions. What do you think really drove Philip Markoff? Was he hiding a monstrous side all along? Or was he someone who snapped under pressure? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe to Whispers of Crime, where silence ends and the shadows speak.